Okay, so where do I start? I think the best way to answer this question is to first go over what app business types there are, as well as going over what types of apps exist. Once you have an idea of those various models, you'll be able to better vision where you want to push your app business. There are several types of app business models that may fit your needs based on what you're planning to do. This all depends on how you want to get into the app industry. Here's some of the most popular ones to date, and please note that you do not have to be stuck only in one category. You may decide to be part of several of these categories at any given time. Number 1. An app developer selling apps to mass consumers worldwide on major app stores such as Apple App Store, Google Play, Amazon, and so on. By the way, this is the most common way most app developers choose. This is also known as business to customer or B2C. Number 2. An app developer selling apps for reskinning or app components or other app items related to the app business to other app developers, even possibly building apps and games for other app developers as well. In this case, you're being outsourced for your talents. This is also known as business to business or B2B. Number 3. An app developer who sells to in-person local businesses, such as to small business owners looking for an app or to local governments looking for apps. This is also known as B2B. Number 4. As an employee building apps for a company where you're paid market rate and possible shares in the app or business for your services. This is basically known as a job. Number 5. This is a bonus item. I don't have this inside of the book, but it's called a contest app developer. This is relatively a new category that people have started to get into a lot more recently, and that's the world of contests and new technologies. New app developers may dive into various contests, building apps for local governments, or bodies holding a contest for cash prizes and fame. Number 6. This is another bonus one, once again, not in the book. You could be a new technology app developer. And what this is basically there's been a more recent shift which has to do with brand new technologies, which require apps such as appliances, cars, televisions, and other new technologies. This area is unique because it's literally a new app market every time and a brand new user base which could turn out to be quite profitable as well. This is an excellent option for new app developers looking to get into the app market with less competition. Depending on what you choose, you may have to agree to non-compete laws and regulations, or you may need to sign an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. Over time, even more new ways to become an app developer may even come out, so keep your eyes open for those new opportunities. They could mean serious cash for those who are early adopters, but at the same time could be a potential loss. You have to weigh your options carefully when trying out any new business model. As I said, you can mix categories as well. So, for example, my own personal favorite business models, which I actually follow, are selling to mass consumers, which is the B2C model, selling tools and reskins and app components to other developers, which is the B2B model, and even contests and new technology. I use local marketing to market my app business, but not to build apps for businesses, which is a different strategy, and I stay clear of the whole employee building apps area, though I know of others who've gone through this route as well. The choice is up to you on what model or models you choose, but always keep in mind that it should be something you're comfortable with. Now that you have a better idea of the various types of app business models, let's move on to the next section and find out about the various types of apps that are available to create. There are 3 major types of apps that are available to create. The first one is native apps. The second one is web apps. And the third one is ad hoc apps. So, let's start off with native apps. Native apps are apps that run directly on a device and can run with or without an internet connection. These apps are usually found in app marketplaces such as the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, or even the Amazon Market. This is the main type of app that people usually try to create, and it's the main type of app that everybody usually knows. But it's harder to get it approved. The second type of app is known as a web app. These apps run in a web browser and do not require any approvals. However, they require a constant internet connection to run. Finally, we have ad hoc apps. These apps are usually made for corporations and agencies that would use an app internally. These are the same native apps as before, however, they're not part of any app store. It's basically a non-public native app. Okay, so now some homework before we move on. Before you move on to this next lesson, I want you to do the following. Number 1, sit down and go over what type of business model or models you would like to build your app business into. Are you going to focus on business to consumer, business to business, and so on? Number 2, what specific types of apps would you like to make? Native apps, web apps, or ad hoc apps? Number 3, choose a company name you would like to have for your app business. Number 4, check online to see if your company name and domain name are available. You may also research your local government office or small business office to see if the business name has already been registered. Number 5, decide on what type of business you're going to start. Is it a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a corporation? Whatever you're planning to do will determine how long things take to set up. A sole proprietor or an individual, for example, can be set up on Apple App Store in a day or less, whereas a corporation, like what I have at Game Scorpion Inc., could take you 3 weeks or longer to get approved. If you're not sure, I'd recommend talking to a lawyer or an accountant or other professional who may be well versed on advising you on the benefits of what type of company may work better for you. In our next lesson, we're going to get right down to work by taking real action towards your app business.